Hello and welcome to TTV News, some latest events in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính had just chaired the Prime Minister Conference, which has a Vietnamese representative agency abroad to promote economic diplomacy, to promote economic growth in the last 6 months, 2024 and following years.
At the conference, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized that economic diplomacy work in recent times has achieved many positive results, with 3 more points: more substantive and effective, more professional and methodical, more synchronous and comprehensive. The Prime Minister requested ministry branches and localities, especially the Foreign Affairs sector and Vietnamese representative agencies abroad, to well-organize foreign affairs programs of senior leaders and foreign affairs activities at all levels in the country. The last 6 months of the year with economic cooperation as the focus, urging the drastic and effective implementation of international agreements and commitments signed during recent visits, continue to innovate and make the most of the additional road drivers, especially export, investment, tourism.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà signed a decision promulgating the plan to implement the master plan for developing the national airport and airport system in the period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050 with important tasks, and in particular, focusing on building and completing the projects on mobilizing social capital to invest in airport infrastructure, to complete solutions and build specific policy mechanisms to create a legal character fully as a basis for the mobilizing non-state resources, organizing the preparation and approval of airport planning for the period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050 to ensure the consistency and synchronization with higher level plans and related plans, ensuring efficiency element planning. And also on the occasion of the 77th anniversary of the War Violence and Murder Day, July the 27th of 1947 and July the 27th of 2024, provincial leadership delegation led by Mr. Lê Minh Thế, member of Provincial Party Standing Committee, Secretary of the City Party Committee, led delegation to visit and give gifts to policy families and the people with meritorious services in the city. The delegation visited the family of Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thành, former Provincial Party Committee member, former Director of Department of Home Affairs, and a war invalid, visiting the families of Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Thu, former Provincial Party Committee member, former Director of Department of Health, and also a war invalid. At the same time, visit the families of wounded soldiers Đỗ Duy Khả, Phạm Văn Kiểm, and Ngô Văn Mạnh. Visited families of resistance activists infected with the toxic chemicals, including Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Hồng, Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Nhan, and Mrs. Trần Hùng Vinh and Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Hùng. Visited the families of resistance activists who were imprisoned by the enemy, including Mr. Huỳnh Văn Đẹp and Mr. Nguyễn Văn Bé, and visited the families of Mr. Thái Văn Mèo, a person who contributed to helping the revolution. And at the families, Tây City Party Secretary Lê Minh Thế properly visited the families' house and respectfully thanked the great contributions of wounded soldiers and resistance activists who were exposed to toxic chemicals and were injured, and the enemy imprisoned people who were helped the revolution in the struggle to protect the fatherland. At the same time, we hope that the families will continue to promote revolutionary traditions and contribute ideas to build a more developed locality. The Department of Information and Communication held a meeting with provincial departments, branches, and People's Committee of District Town and City to discuss and remove difficulties and obstacles in the process of processing documents on the province administrative procedure information system. Delegates changed and discussed difficulties in the process of receiving and processing documents that affected the digitization of those components, returning electronic results and online payments, thereby proposing come up with a resolution. And obstacles when using the portal system to handle administrative procedures include the lack of close connection between units, slow transmission lines causing interruptions, and reuse of digitized results of administrative procedures, and did not achieve the desired website results. Representatives of the Provincial People's Committee of Affairs and the Department of Information and Communications answered the questions and recorded recommendations from provincial departments, branches and sectors and People's Committee of District, Town and City to have appropriate solutions for the near future. Now we move to other news. In order to improve the quality of the private house sector in a fundamental and long-term way, the Department of Housing is submitting the Provincial People's Committee for approval a project to consolidate, develop and improve the quality of house system operations in the western province of TayNinhTV, period up to 2030 and orientation up to 2050. The process will implement important content such as developing and implementing a health human resources training plan and developing and implementing a digital transformation plan. Regarding the plan to build facilities, the project will operate the rehabilitation hospital to a scale of 150 beds and operate the traditional medicine hospital to a scale of 200 beds and build a large-scale provincial general hospital with 1,000 beds and meeting Class 1 hospital standards, establishing an obstetrics and pediatrics hospital with a scale of from 200 to 400 beds. According to the project, the medical stations will also be arranged with the reasonable equipment and human resources, not uneven, and operate effectively according to the actual situation. And the Department of Health is actively submitting and advising the Provincial People's Committee to approve the project as soon as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, on July 25th, TayNinhTV Province will hold a ceremony to receive the National Historical Relic Ranking Certificate, Central Propaganda and Training Departments of the Central Office for the South in the periods of 1962-1975, according to the decisions of the Ministry of Culture, Sport and Tourism. Its location was built and inaugurated in 2005 in Tân Nam Complex, Tân Bình Camille, Tân Bình District, TayNinhTV Province.
It is the place that marks the birth and development of the Propaganda and Training Department of the Central Office for the South, promptly meeting the increasing task requirements of the Southern Revolutionary War. After its birth in 1961 until completing its mission in 1975, it went through many stages of organizational development, changes in specific mission functions, carrying out main activities of training, propaganda activities, news and press activities, cultural and artistic activities, etc. during the Resistance War. Today, it is a place to permanently preserve historical relics of the Propaganda and Training Department of the Central Office for the South in particular and the propaganda industry in general, thereby educating and empowering the young generations to continue promoting the method of reverse generations, firmly working on the ideas but also glorious and broad path of the party propaganda and training sector, actually contributing to the successful implementation of the Vietnamese revolutionary cause.
And on July 19th at the TayNinhTV Children's Learning and Activity Center, the Provincial Youth Union coordinated with the TayNinhTV Department of Education and Training to organize the opening ceremony of the School Youth Union Course Training Class Trần Văn Ơn Course 43 of 2024. The class has the participation of 35 union officials who are the members of Trần Văn Ơn Club and more than 200 students who are school union officials in the province. And the class is held from July 19 to July 25 of 2024. And during 5 days, the students of the youth unions will hear specialized talks and be trained in skill in the youth union work. And according to the Vietnam Aviation Administration, in the first 6 months of this year, the total passenger output through airports reached more than 54 million passengers, equally to 97% compared to the same period last year. The international passenger transport market is growing, but the domestic market is declining also. In the past 6 months of this year, the Vietnamese airline transported more than 17 million domestic passengers and equal to 82% compared to the same period last year. As for the international market. Vietnam Airlines transported nearly 9 million international passengers, accounting for 44% of the international passenger transport market share. The output of goods through the airports in the first 6 months of the year also reached more than 721,000 tons, and up to 26% over the same period last year. And ladies and gentlemen, at the Conference on Land Law of 2024 with a topic Effective Implementation Solutions for Investors, organized by Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee on July the 17th, Spur, an investor said that when three laws related to the real estate sector are the land law, housing law, and real estate business law taking effect, expected to remove bottlenecks and clear and real estate market in Ho Chi Minh City. In Ho Chi Minh City, the real estate market in the first 6 months of the year has shown signs of recovery. The National Assembly adoption of the land law, housing law, and real estate business law effective from August 1st of 2024 is expected to remove structural and legal bottlenecks for businesses and restore confidence to investors, contributing to helping the real estate markets recover soon. Along with the three new laws, the issuance of resolution concretizing resolution number 98 of the National Assembly by the Ho Chi Minh City People's Council has also shortened many procedures in the land and housing market also. The land law of 2024 complies with the law on housing and the real estate business law. Investor is very confident to develop, and the economic organization also have the opportunity to open the market and develop the market and the economy in the real estate market also, and we will have the great progress. According to experts, this sets of three laws will create a new legal corridor, cleaning most of the bottlenecks for the real estate markets when 70% to 80% of existing problems are legal, accelerating the official effective date of in three laws to 5 months compared to regulations will positively contribute to the Vietnamese real estate market also, and this helps quickly resolve market difficulties and obstacles. According to experts, removing difficulties for the real estate market is important for the entire recovery process of the economy. Land law, housing law, real estate business law are the three sets of laws that play a very important role and significance in the development of Vietnam's real estate market. And ladies and gentlemen, if at the end of May, credit for the entire economy was at 2.41%, and then by the end of June, this number was 6%. Credit has shown signs of increasing rapidly within a month and is still quite far from the target of 15% this year. So, what solutions are banks implementing to push the capital into the economy? And to push capital into the economy, this bank continuously offers loans packages with preferential interest rates and flexible designs according to customer needs. Among them, there is a 5 trillion Vietnam dong package for businesses loans with interest rates of only 5 to 5.5% per year. When launching this interest rate package, we expect to help the bank's credit, especially the corporate customer segment, have the breakthrough growth. However, we also determined this credit growth to be both fast and effective and sustainable, so and based on our selection of key industry segments and professional tailor-made solutions by industry. Coordinating many solutions to promote the credit growth is the way banks are applying to get the credit results of the entire industry to increase as quickly as in recent time. And continue to find solutions such as efforts to find customers, coordinate with customers to remove difficulties and obstacles, and thereby increasing credit disbursement for customers. The State Bank said it will be tough on banks with low credit growth, especially in the context that right from the beginning of the year, the State Bank has assigned on credit limits to commercial banks. We continue to operate in the direction of proactively assessing which banks with good growth conditions will adjust targets and which banks will increase credit growth is not satisfactory to proactively adjust and create opportunities for banks to develop credit in the coming time. Of course, on the basis of ensuring inflation control goals, macro control goals, as well as ensuring credit quality, and with solutions from perfecting mechanisms and policies to directing and operating credit activities, interest rates, promoting disbursement of credit programs and policies, the halfway mark has shown many signs actively to achieve the credit growth target of 15% this year.
Meanwhile, as usual, May has been the low season for international visitors to Vietnam, but the number of international visitors to June is still growing well.
Large markets in Northeast Asia remain the main driving force for growth. In addition, international tourist arrivals to Vietnam from the potential market of India continue to grow dramatically, reaching 312% compared to time before the epidemic. I saw the promotion of this art show online. I found it very interesting. To understand more about the country and people of Vietnam, we decided to go see it. For international tourists who have been to Vietnam, tourism products are much more attractive than before, especially niche tourism products. I went to Vietnam 10 years ago. This time I came to Vietnam for business and went to see this performance. I felt that the culture of ancient Vietnam was conveyed vividly. The performance was very interesting. Investing in tourism development with international events and festivals held annually is also a mark of attracting international visitors to Vietnam. According to records, the number of international visitors in June was still 5.3% higher than the same period in 2019 before the epidemic. This is a positive sign showing the recovery of the international tourism market. With current growth rates, the tourism industry can completely exceed the target of 17 to 18 million international visitors this year. The visa policy from August 2023 has been effective. The number of international visitors is constantly increasing, and the feedback from visitors is very positive. It is very convenient and fast as applying for a visa. It is also a necessary condition for tourism development. However, attracting international visitors is still facing fierce competition, especially from countries in the region such as Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. The country's tourism industry still needs to promote connectivity and create many unique and different products, especially niche tourism products.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.